Hello everybody, I'm Peter Globe, and today I'm going to be reviewing Pool Hopping from Steven Universe. Wow, you know, sometimes it amazes me how Steven Universe can grab a concept who's been used so many times in action shows. They are team-based, obviously, and then it squeezes though it's nothing more than a dry husk, and yet people will say that it was an entertaining and good episode. Like, seriously, sometimes it's shocking how Steven Universe manages to do that. Now, firstly, I don't own this image of Steven Universe. This image belongs to Robecca Sugar and Cartoon Network. I'm just using that to have an image of the episode in. That's it, let's get on with this review. Oh boy! Like I already said, it's amazing. It's amazing. You know, this episode's concept was about Garnet's leadership role. Which, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Like, seriously, I want you to correct me in case I'm wrong. But has Garnet ever displayed leadership skills like at all? I'm pretty sure the only times she's been a leader was in episodes where it was more like common fucking sense. So yeah, kind of a confused thing to get an episode about her struggle with being a leader, if I'm totally being fair. But you know what, I'm gonna go into this concept more in that part where this image comes from. So let's just go first through the basics. Like, for starters, we start with the episode with Steven recapping some stuff, like how much has things changed in the Key Beach City. Now, first thing, this whole thing about how much the city has changed only works if the person, hasn't been in the cities that much. And except a couple of space episodes, Steven really has been through all the fucking changes. And to be fair, the only real changes are Mayor Dewey and War becoming mayor roles. Nothing else that much. Well, except the big donut, but that's not really a focus. But anyways, Steven goes to the big donut, goes there because he would originally like to have something to eat because he likes donuts. And then he thinks that it's still, closed. Which is kind of weird now, I think. I mean, were Lars and Sadie really the only ones that are working at that place? I mean, aren't those two like in school? So doesn't it technically make less sense for them to, always be there? But anyways, he goes there and sees the place is actually opened. So he goes there to investigate. And then he finds Garnet working there. He's of course curious to find out what the fuck is going on, and then and then we get some filler, story in which Garnet explains that she's gonna try to be more unpredictable with her future visions, even though technically the future visions, she doesn't seem to use that, considering the fact that she didn't even expect an Aquamarine and Topaz to be on the fucking planet, even though I'm pretty sure she should be aware of that. I think the problem was more that she didn't use it, to be fair. So anyways, she says it's gonna be more unpredictable and more out there, more Of course, Steven plays along, and basically they do a bunch of filler. I don't care what you people say that it's not filler because of the whole manga and anime thing. Excuse that Roundtable uses, which is also a great channel. I'm just not exactly kind of care about that whole filler thing, because actually it is kind of filler if you think about it. I mean, it's just Steven and Garnet just doing a bunch of random stuff, like ordering a bunch of pizza to a place that they won't usually, the thing that they won't usually do, and then give them to one sec, my thoughts are ahead of me. But yes, basically pizza to give to the people who basically had their families and all things taken. A cute concept, but you kinda did this too late. Like, seriously. I mean, that would happen in the fourth season ending, and you did brought them back, but this is like what? In the midway point between the fifth season? I mean, it's kinda late, if you ask me. And then we have, and then we basically have them do some bunch of randoms to a bunch of random people, which we in the end came to the Onion family house. The woman, the Onion's mom is a bit shocked to see all that and is a bit scared and all that, because, you know, they kind of just bulge right into the house. They get pizza, and she basically asks them to, like, if she's able to draw them. She draws the two, and then Garnet sees a cat and decides to, like, follow it or help her or something. I don't know. Maybe she thought that it was that, she thought that it didn't have a home, so she, like, tried to help her or something. I really don't care. Then they go into the forest, and then they find a bunch of cats. And now we get to the worst fucking part of this episode, in which Garnet breaks down and admits that the fact that they all look up to her and all that for the most stupid reasons at all. I mean, let's look at this. A lot of times when there's like the whole team aesthetic, the reasons why the team leaders break is because they don't know what to do right now. I mean, the situation is fucking crazy. Like, I don't know, like the Doomsday weapon has like only a couple of hours before it's ready or activated and can destroy. Bunch of the team is either wounded or damaged, or maybe not that bad, and someone might be taken as hostages in another island, or, you know, in situations with them breaking down shows their humanity or something. But in Steven Universe, we don't get an actual scene that this shows that Garnet breaking out. Instead, it's with a bunch of cats in the middle of a forest that just happens to start raining. Like, seriously, Steven Universe? Like, if you're gonna do a concept like this, then have her break down in a fucking part that would actually make sense. Like, I don't know, Steven and Garnet go after the cat, and they find it with something that also they think is a cat, but in reality it's a powerful gem monster that happens to have a tongue or a tail that is shaped like a cat. I don't know. It's Steven Universe. It would make sense if we all be honest. They fight it, and it's clear that it's too powerful, the two. So Garnet breaks down, and Steven, when you know, and then Steven confronts her, and then she finds a way to beat it. But now we could have got that, or just not to decide what to do with a bunch of cats. Which, if I'm totally honest, are we sure Garnet's the leader of the Crystal Gems? Because if I'm being totally honest, Garnet has shown that she isn't quite capable. Like, I don't exactly remember that many episodes with her actually doing leadership, because I remember her more doing common fucking sense. Like, say that she'll pose a Sapphire and Ruby Guard, Amethyst will become the same size as the regular Amethysts, and Pearl will be pretend to be a servant while Steel will be a prisoner. I think that's the only time she have demonstrated any leadership skills. And honestly, that seems more like common fucking sense. So, anyways, this is, like I stated, Steven is like giving Garnet an inspirational speech to make her, like, focus and all that. In which, I know this is Steven's perspective, and they were episodes where Steven was more of a sideliner, but Jesus, was Steven really the best one to confront Garnet about this sort of stuff? Like, would it make sense more for Pearl to be at Garnet's side and, like, have her give the speech to make Garnet more focused and all that? Or Amethyst? Or hell, even Powder would make sense. But Steven, I am just gonna say, it doesn't make as much sense. But anyways, in the end they decided to do the most common and most basic of common senses, which is use Steven's shield to not get too wet, go to Onion's mom, put them in box, call someone to put them in a pet store or something, or whatever. Garnet decides to pick the one that she spotted first that had a damaged eye, which also, the round table make a theory that Steven will lose his eye or something because she named them Cat Steven. And, if, there are foreshadowings that don't even make fucking sense, if I'm being totally honest. And foreshadowing Steven losing an eye isn't exactly the most, thing you should be foreshadowing vibe. Like, it'll be more awesome. I think we established at this point that Steven doesn't exactly, have the most damage when it comes to fighting gems. Like, he's already apparently more powerful than a couple of other ones. His healing factor seems to be a very good contributor, and he has enough defensive capabilities to, to be hard for him to be taking damage. So, if that's foreshadowing for Steven losing his eye or something along that nature, then you do it in a very report. Then you didn't make Steven the type of a character that should be that. Anyways, after that whole, the guy decides to pick the cat. Onion's mom comes to show them a portrait that she was painting of the two, which is all kinds of Romeo. I'm to be honest, like Steven butt naked with wigs and Garnet in a pose, like what the fuck? Anyways, the episode ends with that image, which is and then we basically had to my mother and me, which I already reviewed or ranted about, so I'm not gonna be saying much about that. Jesus. Like, granted, this episode isn't as bad as Letters to Lars and Pool Hopping, but Jesus, it's still as bad. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. I hope you gonna leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos in future. That's it, I cannot wait to see all you people next time.